Hello everyone, I am honored to be here to give this video presentation. Our group selected Chapter 38 of the book Communication Science, A Global Perspective. The chapter is Ugandan, Cultural Values and Modern Media as Drivers of Science Communication. There are our team members, and we have completed the work of text analysis, problem expansion, slide production, manuscript writing, and presentation respectively. The country we studied, Uganda, is a landlocked country in East Africa. About today's presentation, we will introduce in 6 parts. This is our outline. Okay, firstly, what is science communication? In this chapter, the author clearly states science communication is very important in modern society, and its essence is the dissemination of knowledge. For Ugandan region, science communication not only shapes public perception but also signals the close relationship between science and society, and it reflects a collaboration. And second, let's look at the development of science communication in Uganda. Between 1948 and 2016, the field of science communication in Uganda developed rapidly, and a complete communication system was formed. Thirdly, we will use Laswell's 5W model for analysis. 5W model refers to 5 parts. Who is the communicator? What information is disseminated? In which channel to communicate? To whom? And with what effect? The first is the communicator. Among science communicators in Uganda, there are 6 main categories of communicators. It's central government, non-governmental organizations, policymakers, journalists, researchers, scientists, and communication officers. Through the review of the historical timeline of science communication in Uganda, we can see that government and non-governmental organizations play the biggest role in promoting science communication in Uganda. And then, about the content of science communication. In social culture, people use all kinds of things as symbols, give them some symbolic meaning, exchange this meaning with others, and achieve their own goals through the exchange. For example, in the early process of scientific communication in Uganda, some tribes, they usually use totems as cultural symbols to reach a consensus among clans to protect the environment and prevent insects and inbreeding. Therefore, cultural values establish a kind of morality between people and the government, which is also the role of cultural values in promoting scientific communication. In the context of common cultural values and symbolic significance, science communication can be better carried out and promote development, such as climate change, food security, disease, and child care. The continuous economic development of the Ugandan has also indirectly promoted the continuous development of media integration. Media not only acts as a bridge of information transmission, but also shapes public perception. Traditional media, modern media, cultural channels, and related programs, they work together to promote science communication in Uganda. About the analysis of the audience, the audience's common meaning space is crucial for communication. The transmission of information involves a process of encoding, decoding, and feedback. Scientific communication depends on the common understanding of the audience. Both sides of the exchange must have a common meaning space and a common understanding of the meaning of the language, words, and other symbols used in the communication. At the same time, Ugandan is faced with a series of challenges, such as language barriers, lack of understanding of scientific terms, and cultural beliefs and superstitions. Therefore, to promote a better integration of science and communication, it is necessary to develop different forms of information for different audiences. With the development of science communication in Uganda, many issues have been solved and developed, such as citizens' increased awareness of scientific issues, the Uganda's medical and healthy practice improved, and agricultural advancements. And then we will discuss the opportunities and challenges. The process of science communication in Uganda often starts with scientists and is reported to the public by journalists. Scientists often use a difficult to understand jargon to explain scientific knowledge. Journalists who don't understand the meaning of those knowledge, but they often need more dissemination rights. The wider audience cannot understand or cannot correctly understand those scientific knowledge. In order to narrow the information gap between scientists and journalists and make scientific knowledge understood by a wider audience, the demand for trainers has increased. Training scientists to use simpler terms for science communication to bridge the gap between them and journalists. Not only trainers, actually, science communication providing jobs increasingly. It also faces a number of challenges, such as reluctance of scientists to share and a lack of funding, the problem of governmental support, and the prejudice of the masses. Now, let's make a summary. In the early days of science communication in Uganda, culture and religious leaders used their influence in society to integrate scientific information into culture and religion, making scientific knowledge more accessible to the general public. Government, non-governmental organizations, and later other forms of media have also greatly influenced the development declaration of diversified communication. In short, cultural values and modern media drive the development of science communication. The future of science communication in Uganda is promoting. And now it is a question. Does the formation of cultural values necessarily contribute to the development of science communication? We think the answer is no. Through research and analysis of the process and the development of science communication, we have discovered some issues that we would like to discuss with you here. Gramsci first used the concept of cultural hegemony. Gramsci pointed out that the ruling method of Western capitalist society, especially advanced capitalist society with a high degree of democracy, should no longer be through violence, but through propaganda and its leadership in morality and spirit to achieve the purpose of domination. In addition, Western countries make other countries lose their autonomy and willingly incorporate their culture and value system by promoting spreading popular culture and making a fuss about food, clothing, housing, and transportation. For example, the French historical figure Joan of Arc in the Paris Olympic Games, as well as some works, are spreading French cultural values and history to the world, which is also a manifestation of cultural hegemony and will hinder the surge of pluralistic ideas in forced communication. Here are our references. Like most countries, Uganda is constantly on a quest to improve its science communication system, and we hope that this study will provide inspiration for other countries with similar culture and social backgrounds. That's all the content of our group. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.